All right, welcome back, everybody. We are continuing the LMU Coaches Show now with LMU men's tennis head coach Tom Lloyd. So let's have a hand for Coach Lloyd. All right, Coach, you obviously have great support here in the building. We thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for coming on the Coaches Show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and similarly to Coach Moreno and the women's team, you guys had a very successful season last year, 19 overall wins, 7-2 in conference, and best mark since 2002. So what did it take to really have that successful a season and one of the best the program has seen in quite a while?
Really, it just came down to the culture and just something we've been building for the last 5 years leading into this year. And even the year where we didn't maybe win too many matches, it was huge in building that culture in which we have today. So that was the big part, and we had a few pieces finally come together. We had a big team last year with 12 guys and a lot of leadership and upperclassmen, and the pieces fit.
And what are some of the specific things in that culture that you were building, as you mentioned, through some of the tougher times when wins weren't as easy to come by, that you were establishing that came together last year?
Well, we had guys that have been in the program for a while with Charles and Errol, and even the guys that are currently there with Lucas Monter and Nick Borchenko that have started the process, and really just the belief of winning. So that came to fruition last year where they were out on the court, and we had 12 guys, we were deep, and they looked around and they had belief that we should be winning these tennis matches.
And were there any specific matches last year from any of the guys you just mentioned that stood out or really were special when you were thinking back to last season?
Yeah, well, number one is Pepperdine. First time ever LMU ever beat Pepperdine in men's tennis, so that for sure goes down.
And looking forward to this year, who are some of the guys that you're going to be leaning on, and what are some of the things that you work on in the offseason to get ready for the new campaign?
Really, it's every guy serves a purpose. They're all a spoke in the wheel. They're all a big part. We don't really put labels on anyone. We haven't even named a team captain yet, but you can go off of numbers and stuff like that. But we look obviously for our upperclassmen and our returning players. So right off the gate, Lucas Monter coming in at 60 in the country. He had a great fall, and he's bought into the process, and where he is today. And you go right down the line with Borchenko, Nava, Ethan Prost, Max Kaiser, Cartier, Ryan Brown, Diego Nava, and then of course Lucas Moreno, and our two new additions with Tien and Austin. So all guys are pulling the rope in the right direction, and sky's the limit.
And for you, certainly have to mention, you were honored last year as the Wilson ITA Southwest Coach of the Year. So what did that mean to you to get that honor, and how did it feel to win that honor?
It's great, mainly for the team and the guys and the university. It's chosen by the people, the coaches in our region and so forth, and so it was a great honor, and really just give the guys. We didn't make postseason, but really it was for the team, and what came to culmination last year. That LMU is here, and it's a fabulous school, and we have the ability to go out and beat anyone any given day, and the guys, I feel right now, truly believe that.
Yeah, and you mentioned there's a couple newcomers on the team. What are some of the emphases in recruiting that you look for when you're trying to bring new guys into the program?
Well, it's a big part of it is their background and them as human beings. So with Austin and Tien coming in, it's kind of funny. They're both freshmen. One's 18 and one's 23. So I'll either look like a really brilliant coach or a moron, but hopefully it's the first part. But really, they come from two great families. They fit. The guys met them. They came on recruiting trips, and it's one thing to recruit a top tennis player, but then it's another thing you have them on campus and they meet the guys, the team, the guys that they'll be going to war with, and it has to be a fit. And so once the guys leave campus on their recruiting trip, I always refer back to the returning players, like, how was so-and-so, how was this guy? And, they both got thumbs up from the team. So, it's been a little bit of rain this week, which is not too customary for Southern California, but the guys are chomping at the bit. And, the new guys, as much as the returners, all 8 of them, all expected to pull the rope in the right direction.
Yeah, and we asked Coach Moreno about that as well. But how do you keep the guys fresh and prepared when the weather is not cooperating like this and raining a little bit?
I remind them last year that we lost to USD in the finals, and that usually gets them pretty fired up. So we just, try to be inventive. You pick out a piece of the atrium to work out, get a circuit training in. But us as tennis players, we're a bit soft. We can't play in the rain. So, it's, conditioning, running, and, you try to just keep their mind straight, maybe a little bit of video work. And really that's all we can do in the tennis world.
Yeah, and looking forward to some of the key matchups this season. You guys are at Oregon. You've got UNLV, Nebraska, a lot of great programs. Are there any that specifically stand out to you and that you're looking forward to the most?
Well, it's to take the guys. This is the second year we actually made the ITA kickoff. I chose not to do it 4 years ago. So right out of the gate, as you mentioned, Oregon is on the road, not part of the ITA kickoff, but TCU. TCU's top 15 in the country, and then after that we either play Oklahoma State or ASU, both teams that are preseason top 20, 25. So you got to circle all those matches for sure. And then we also have TCU on the schedule again, which was decided prior to making the ITA kickoff. So we play at TCU twice this year, which is huge for the RPI and a great opportunity for these guys. So our schedule this year with comes with being successful and the guys winning tennis matches, our schedule gets a lot tougher.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks so much for joining us here, and good luck in the start of your season and just all season long.